Call to order the December 15th, 2025 Wilson County Commission meeting to order. Welcome all of our guests that are here tonight, and thank you for being a part of this, and please come back and join us at any time possible. A quick thanks to the Chamber of Commerce of Wilson County, the Government Relations Committee, and the Board of Directors. Their goal was to supply refreshments for you at tonight's meeting in order to show their appreciation for your service, Commission. So that's what they were here for. Also, just a quick note here before we introduce Commissioner Gentry to come forward with the prayer and the pledge. If you would, please remember this time last month, Mr. Robert Bain and Jeff Bain lost their mom at this time, just right before our meeting. Remember their family. Mr. Kenneth Watts, a longtime educator at Coast Ferry Elementary from Watertown, passed away this month as well. And for sure, our district attorney, Mr. Tommy Thompson, if you remember their family at this time of year. This time, I would ask Mr. Gentry, if you would, to come forward, please, for the prayer and pledge tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year coming up. And he took part of my thunder, but I'd like to have a moment of silence for the latest tragedies we've seen in our country, okay? We lost 2 servicemen in Syria and 1 in Washington, D.C. In Australia, they lost at least 15 to a terrorist act. And in addition to that, at Brown University, we lost 2 students, but several were injured. So at this time, would you stand, please, and we'll just observe a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Remain standing. This prayer was Thomas Jefferson's prayer. Now, I had invited a good friend of mine to pray for us tonight, but he turned out he is sick. And I said, Ron, my voice is not too good. He said, you're better than me, so you got me. Almighty God, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech thee that may we always prove ourselves a people mindful of thy favor and glad to do thy will. Bless our land with honorable ministry, sound learning, and pure manners. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil. Defend our liberties and fashion into one united people, the multitude brought hither out of many kindreds and tongues. Endow with thy spirit of wisdom those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be justice and peace at home, and that through obedience to the law we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth. In time of prosperity, fill our hearts with thankfulness, and in days of trouble, suffer not our trust in thee to fail. All of which we ask through Jesus Christ and our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Mr. Gentry, will you do the pledge?
I'm sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Gentry. This time, if you will, press your yes on your panel, record your presence at tonight's meeting. Commissioner Bernard said he was not going to be here. I believe we're all here beside that. No, Commissioner Clark.
Scruggs.
And Commissioner Scruggs. Commissioner Scruggs. He's working. Are we good? Did he record it or not?
I'm here.
There you go.
22 present, 3 absent. Okay. This time we'll have public comment period. This public comment period is a time for people to speak to the county commission. If you're here to speak about the rezoning for tonight, you'll have a later public comment period for that part. But if you're here for any other reason at this time, if you would step forward, state your name and address for the record, and it is your time to speak.
Jack Pratt, Jr., 1145 Grant Road, Tucker's Crossroads, Tennessee. Commissioner Dow. Last year, we had a long night in December. And I don't want y'all to think before I make any other comments that we hadn't forgot what you did for our community. We appreciate it. We know that there's many growth issues that you all as a body face. We appreciate the way that you deliberate and face them. What I've wanted to speak about tonight is a resolution for you regarding the planned unit development changes. Reading through it, I kind of got to thinking of the old saying, the left hand not knowing what the right hand's doing. I read through this, I seen a lot of things that I really liked about it, and I think could be positive for our county. We know that there's the 3 main things that y'all are going to face, or the county commission in this county is going to face, is going to be growth, growth, and growth. Growth is in how much, what type, and where at. It's going to be a continual issue. I think this could have some positive things, but I also think that this resolution brought me up some questions. One was about the minimum lot size. I questioned that and some other things, so I called Christopher Lawless up. He kind of explained the reason that got put in there was to encourage builders to, put all their building, all their residences on one area, and then have land set aside in a permanent agricultural or conservation easement. Still was a little sketchy on that, but I can understand where this is going. I know that this is something that we have to look at. I think there's a lot of potential there for this. The other question I asked him was, well, where's this going to go? And that brought into another little bit of a conversation. In my left hand, you have this resolution here. As it sits right now, this is just in R1, but where's R1 going to go for the future of Wilson County? That brings me this document right here. Commissioner Bowman, you and your steering committee have done diligent work on trying to get us a future land use plan. I feel like one needs to know where the other one's at. Where's the R1 going to go? Is it going to be in Noreen, more in Gladeville, out in our community in Tucker's Crossroads, Carroll Oakland, and so forth? I would ask that you do a little more diligence on this. I don't think it's a bad resolution. I think there's some good things here that could provide for some responsible growth and preserve agricultural and open space in Wilson County. But I think you need to get this done first with your land use plan, so we really know what's going on in the right hand and the left hand. I appreciate everything that you do, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak for the county commission?
Good evening, Mayor. Rick Williams. I'm here tonight on behalf of Congressman Andy Ogles. I want to come wish you all season's greetings, Merry Christmas, and hope you have a wonderful new year. We've worked hard in Congress every day, and we know you all work hard here at the local level, and I just wanted to come by and wish you well in the Merry Christmas season. Thank you.
Anyone else? This is not our time yet. Yes, sir. I've always wanted to do that, and I finally got a chance. I know. Anyone else during public comment period? Seeing none, we'll close public comment period. Thank you, Dr. Stone, for that. Report from the steering committee, Commissioner Fields.
Yes, Mr. President, the steering committee met in working session on Thursday, December the 4th in the upstairs conference room. A copy of minutes of that meeting are in your packet. I move that they be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Adoption of the agenda, Commissioner Fields.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, before we adopt the agenda, I'd like to make a motion to amend it, that we move the naming Sparta Pike Bridge 25-12-1 down to special recognition. I make a motion that we do that on the agenda.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the amended agenda.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. And that means there are no consent agenda, correct?
That is no consent.
Mr. Evans has got one too. He's got a resolution tonight.
Need to amend the agenda again, Mr. Mayor, or Mr. Evans, to add one more special recognition.
We got three,
Okay.
You make the motion? I did.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Go back now and confirm the amended agenda. To hear a motion? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. There we go. We're ready at this time. I would like to bring forward Commissioner Denton, if you would come forward at this time for the recognition of the Spring Creek Bridge.
Thank you. I'd like to call Randy and the family up here tonight. Pat, you and Andrea, come forward if you would. You're on the back, I think. If you're comfortable with that, I want to see the family that's here tonight. I was this family's pastor for a lot of years, and known them for a lot longer than that. Justin will let you in over there. It's like getting in a cattle gate here. Okay. Tonight we're bringing before you a resolution for you to consider and pass on behalf of this family. And I found out this family was going to have a bridge named after their dad, husband, father-in-law. It was important to me because my dad, who died at 95 this year, he had a state bridge named after him, and he was a hero in Korea, and nobody would have ever known him until he died. But they did special legislation because he wouldn't die. They decided to go ahead and have special legislation when he was 93 and named the bridge after him. And now every time people goes across that bridge, they see his name as a hero, which no one would have ever known had it not been for that. It meant a lot to our family, and I knew this was going to make a tremendous amount to this family. And I wanted to do everything I could to see that happen for them. And so I want to thank the road commission and the mayor for getting this thing off the ground and making sure it come to pass tonight for your consideration. But as I thought about that and how important it was to naming this bridge and the family, I think he's a hero. And I want to say that tonight. I do not use that word loosely. I don't like the word hero being thrown around. So when it's thrown around, I think it ought to be thrown around in a way that fits fitting. We put heroes on everybody today. You don't have to put on a uniform or strap on a badge or strap on a gun or join some group or be important to be a hero. A hero is somebody who goes beyond the call of duty, way beyond the call of duty, driven nothing but by a heart of sacrifice and spirit of courage to do it. And so that is, I think, what a hero is. And I believe that Ray Fleming was a hero in our day, and I want the world to know that in Wilson County, but they never have known that had they not, so that we not take action that we take tonight, so that everybody will know this is the kind of patriots we still need in America. And he is one of those men. He was willing to lose his life so that other people can have life. There's a book about his life, and Pat can probably get you hooked up with that book, and you might want to read it, and it'll tell some of the heroics about him. But as the world would see Ray Fleming, he was a very good man. As God would see Ray Fleming, he was a righteous and godly man. But as the way this family would see Ray Fleming, he was he set the bar. He was their hero. And tonight, we want to make sure that he becomes some other people's hero by what we do tonight. He was a good golfer, and he showed me on a few occasions how good he was. He also was a Vanderbilt fan, and this would have been a great year for him, a Vanderbilt fan. He would have thought they should have been in the playoffs just like I do, and he would have thought Diego should have gotten the Heisman Trophy just like I do tonight. And so he would have been right with me. This would have been a proud moment for Ray this year, where he was a Vanderbilt Commodore fan. There wasn't many of us at Hillcrest, so we had to stick together. There wasn't many Vanderbilt fans. So tonight, I want to read this resolution to you and for your consideration and to honor so this family can have the memories of a real hero, not only militarily, but man who made a great example in this community as well. Hard-working, family-loving, God-fearing, Jesus-loving man. And here's what it says. This resolution that requests the name of Sparta Pike, SR 70 Bridge over Spring Creek, the Ray Donald Fleming Memorial Bridge. Whereas Ray Donald Fleming was born in Wilson County, Tennessee on October 19th to Roy Delbert and Ethel Fanning. He was born and raised right here in Wilson County. He was attended Highland Heights School and Lebanon High School, where he built strong roots in the community. And he loved the community. And whereas Ray Donald Fleming enjoyed playing baseball in his younger years and had a lifelong love of sports, he was a devoted fan of all things Vanderbilt Commodores and an avid golfer in his later years, and he earned those passions with him and carried them through his life. Whereas Ray Donald Fleming married Patricia Robertson in 1970, and they welcomed one daughter, Andrea, who later married Randy Lamberson, and blessing Ray and Patricia with 4 beautiful granddaughters. And whereas Ray Donald Fleming served in the Vietnam War in the 101st Airborne Division, 187th Infantry from 1968 to 1970, whereas Ray Donald Fleming bravely fought in the Battle of Hamburger Hill and was recognized with numerous commendations for his valor and service, such as the Purple Heart, Bronze Star, and Air Medal. And whereas Ray Donald Fleming continued his service to the community through his professional career at TRW Ross Gear, his involvement with Wilson County Fair Board, and whereas Ray Donald Fleming was well respected, admired, embodied the values of duty, sacrifice, dedication to both his county and his hometown, and his story was so impactful that a book has been written about his life and service. Now, therefore, I, Randall Hutto, Wilson County Mayor, do hereby support and request the Tennessee General Assembly to name the bridge on Tennessee State Route 26, Highway 70 that crosses Spring Creek, the Ray Donald Fleming Memorial Bridge, in loving honor of his service in the Vietnam War, where it not only shaped his life, but it shaped his family's life as well.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Amen. Can I just say one thing before I close, as they go back to their seats? I lived at this all my life. There's a difference between a veteran and a combat veteran. And a combat veteran has to live with things that you can't unsee. You just can't unsee them. And they live their whole life. They can't unsee them. And so we need to have in our hearts that what these men have done for us is something they had to look at the rest of their life right here. They not only fought a battle on the battlefield, they fought a battle right here and right here the rest of their life.
Thank you, Brother Denton. Commissioner Gentry?
Lynn, you gonna come up? And all your Rehab 23 people that can come up with you too, plus your wife too.
Any of the Rehab 23 folks would like to come, we'd love for you to be a part of this as well,
Absolutely.
as we recognize Mr. Lynn Yeager.
Amen.
Started to drop the hammer on him when he started talking about that.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
See you.
Okay, as a Del Webb, I live at Del Webb. We have a lot of volunteers on the Rehab 23, and Lynn happens to be one of those. This is a resolution of the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, honoring Lynn Yeager of Rehab 23 for his dedicated service. Whereas Willard Lynn Yeager was born on October 27, 1948, in Atlanta, Georgia, to Gertrude and Edward Lynn Yeager. And Lynn graduated from Jonesboro High School in Jonesboro, Georgia in 1966 and went on to earn an Associate of Science degree from Middle Georgia College in 1968. Afterwards, Lynn completed a BS degree in Industrial Management at Georgia Tech in 1970. And whereas Lynn's career began at Dow Chemical in 1971, where he worked in sales until 1978. From there, he joined DSM Chemicals in 1978, retired in 2009. As president of DSM Metamine Americas, where he oversaw operations across Canada, North America, and South America. From 2010 to 2019, he served as vice president and Metamine Sales and Business Director at Southern Chemical. In August 2013, he became the founding member of Rehab 23. And whereas Lynn initially served as vice president before becoming president in 2019, under his leadership, Rehab 23 quickly achieved 501c3 nonprofit status. And whereas over the years, the organization grew from a handful of responders to more than 60 active members. Following the March 2020 tornado, Rehab 23 served over 4,000 meals and logged more than 1,200 hours of service over a period of 12 days. And whereas Rehab 23 received the 2020 Lebanon Wilson County Chamber Public Servant of the Year Award. And whereas each year, Rehab 23 contributes more than 2,000 volunteer hours to the community, the group is recognized by 8 first responder agencies in Wilson County as a trusted partner. And whereas Lynn retired as the president of Rehab 23 on August 31st, 2025, but continues to serve on the board of directors. He also completed a 4-year term on the Wilson 911 board. Currently, Lynn serves on the Mount Juliet Industrial Development Board, and whereas out of all these successes, perhaps Lynn's proudest accomplishment is his loving family. And Lynn married Karen in 1969, and together they raised 2 children, Denise and Todd. They're blessed with 4 grandchildren, including Rosie, an angel with wings. And whereas now in their later years, Lynn and Karen continue to enjoy travel and new experiences. They recently returned from a 3-week trip that included 14-day cruise through Greece and Italy. And whereas through it all, faith remains central in their lives, giving them confidence in eternal life and a reunion with loved ones. Therefore, be it resolved by the County Commission of Wilson County, Tennessee, that we hereby recognize Lynn Yeager for his accomplishments to the 911 board and other activities in the county. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you. This is the end of the tour, I think, of where things like this are taking place At least that's what Karen is hoping for. And also what Jim Carroll, my successor as president of Rehab, is looking forward to getting down to business. 13 years ago, Rehab 23 was started with a handful of people. And like it was said, we have over 60 responders and volunteers to support the 1,000+ first responders here in Wilson County. It's amazing what these folks think and what they say to us as we're on scene and we're packing up to go. It's interesting that there's several of those leaders in this first responder community that are here. Chief Dowell, Chief Hobbs, Justin. Don't see Tyler. Oh yeah, back there, yes. So it's a small community that we have enjoyed and from the heart to continue to provide service to these men and women when they're out for an extended period. Good example is the helicopter incident several weeks ago. Our guys and girls were out there for 3 days. It was cold, not very good weather, but they were there to do what they set out to do. So thank you very much, and as my granddaughter would say, it touches my heart. So thank you.
Thank you. I will say this, Mr. Yeager came to me not too long ago and asked about serving on 911, and he served on that board and made a great difference there as well, and we appreciate his service for that. So thank you and congrats on all you did for Rehab 23, Mr. Yeager. At this time, Commissioner Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
Mr. Lindquist, Ms. Tubbs, if you would like to come up. Anyone would like to bring with you? If you can, I understand. While they're making their way up, I'll give you all a little bit of background. I know everybody in the south end of the county remembers the hayride accident in October of this year. Tragic. I know everybody's heart sank whenever we heard about it. I think you could hear the sirens for miles. I know a lot of the folks on Weaver remember that night too well. But a day or so after that, we didn't hear anything else. So as the late Paul Harvey used to say, here's the rest of the story. And Ms. Tubbs, I want to thank you for reaching out to the mayor's office, and Ms. Sarah, thank you for reaching out to me to allow me to be a little part of this. So a resolution of the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, honoring Mr. Paul Lindquist, who administered life-saving assistance during a hayride on October 25th, 2025. Whereas on October 25th, 2025, a group of 31 adults and children gathered for a fall hayride. And whereas during the hayride, the group was struck by a driver who was under the influence. And whereas Mr. Lindquist was in the lead vehicle with Mrs. Kristen Tubbs following in the rear vehicle, which was struck by the initial blow. Whereas after the impact, Mr. Lindquist first checked to ensure his wife was safe, then called 911. While on the phone with the dispatch, Mr. Lindquist started checking on the other members of the hayride, and while several sustained broken bones, miraculously, there were no fatalities. Whereas Mr. Lindquist found Mrs. Tubbs with a severe leg injury as well as a less severe head injury, he immediately administered first aid and requested a belt to use as a tourniquet for Ms. Tubbs' leg, which slowed the bleeding until first responders arrived. And whereas Mr. Lindquist held Ms. Tubbs' hand and stayed with her until she was loaded into an ambulance. Although Mrs. Tubbs has and still will require several surgeries to achieve a full recovery, through faith, prayer, and the good Lord, Ms. Tubbs maintained her ability to walk, has kept her leg, obviously, avoided skin grafts, and sustained no broken bones. It's amazing. Whereas Mr. Lindquist became a hero that night as he stepped forward without hesitation, providing critical assistance and support until emergency responders arrived. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Wilson County Board of Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, that we honor and recognize Mr. Paul Lindquist. His courage, compassion, and dedication to the well-being of others exemplify the highest ideals of community service.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you, Mr. Paul. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Glad that she was able to come. This time, I'll ask Sarah Davenport to come forward, please. All of our art students, if you would come forward as well, and the teachers that are here at this time. And Sarah will come forward. So all of my art students and Director Luttrell. All of my. And teachers, if you will come forward as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor Hutto. Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight is the annual celebration of our student artist. For the next year, the courthouse will be filled with creativity and imagination thanks to the amazing work of our local students. You probably noticed the pieces in the hallway as you entered the commission room tonight, but in case you missed it, please be sure to view that before you leave. After tonight, they will be hung on the walls just outside of the trustee's office, and they will stay there for the next year. We have some very talented students in our county, and I have no doubt that our art teachers struggle to choose just one student to represent their school. Before we present certificates to our artists, I want to take a moment to thank both Mayor Hutto and Superintendent Mr. Luttrell for their continued support of this annual project. Their commitment helps make it possible for our students' creativity to shine in such a meaningful way. So now I want to introduce our student artist, and I do apologize if I mispronounce your name. I've tried to talk to all of you and make sure that I do this correctly, but I'm human, so please bear with me. And also, as I call your name, if you would see my lovely assistant, Mr. Luttrell, he has a certificate for you. Green Hill High School, Miss Ella Cloud. I believe Miss Ella was unable to be here with us tonight, but her work is on display outside for everyone to see. From Lebanon High School, we have Mr. Bennett Meterholzer. Watertown High School, Miss Riley Carlson. I think Miss Riley is here. Okay, sorry. Okay. Mount Juliet High School, Mikal Binyam. Wilson Central High School, Uding Lee. And from the Barry Tatum Virtual Learning Academy, we have Miss Omina Casanova. She was not able to be here tonight, but she is actually a two-time representative. So this is the second time that her artwork has been on display. So these students have poured their talent and heart into their work, and now the whole community will get to see that for the next year every time they come into the courthouse. So we are very proud of each and every one of you. We really thank you for what you do. Teachers, thank you for encouraging these students and guiding them. We appreciate you as well. And just want to say congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I want to take this time to thank Sarah for really working hard to make sure that our students are recognized. That's a lot of work that goes into this on her part of making sure everything is organized. And of course, you see the easels and the artwork outside to see the talent that's been displayed throughout our schools. So thank you, Sarah, for what you do there, and congratulations to all of our students and teachers. This time, I'll ask Christopher Lawless to come forward, and we'll have a public hearing. We have 3 items, I believe, tonight. No. A little bit later. I'll get him in just a second. Need a motion to go out of session? All in favor, say aye. And the public hearing, we can do it on all three issues. Christopher, if you would just educate everybody what we're going to do, and then we'll go from there.
A public hearing will be held before the Wilson County Commission on Monday, December 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. or thereafter in the County Commission Room of the Wilson County Courthouse, 228 East Main Street. Items for consideration: a resolution amending the Plan Unit Development Overlay District within the Wilson County zoning ordinance. There's the application made by Jim Lukens of Ware Malcolm Inc., representing property owners Penelope Nay and William Register, requesting a land use plan amendment from low-density residential area to medium and high-intensity commercial area. The applicant also seeks to rezone the same property from R1 rural residential to C4 planned commercial. The property contains approximately 17.97 acres and is located at 2356 and 2416 McCreary Road, and is further referenced as parcels 1501 and 1503 per Wilson County Tax Map 137. Lastly, the application has been made by property owner McCreary Ventures, LLC, and Tanny Mattingly, requesting a land use plan amendment from low-density residential area to medium and high-density to medium and high-intensity commercial area. The applicant also seeks to rezone the same property from R1 rural residential to C2 planned commercial use development. The property contains approximately 3.98 acres and is located at 3266, 3290, and 3320 McCreary Road, and is further referenced as parcels 3609, 3610, and 3611 on the Wilson County Tax Map 137. A copy of all these requests were on file in the Wilson County Planning Office located at 228 East Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee, or have been available at wilsoncountytn.gov, and is available in our office during regular business hours. Anyone desiring to comment is requested to attend tonight's meeting.
Christopher will also do it on the Plan Unit Development Overlay District.
I read it.
You did both of them?
I did all three of them. Yes, sir.
My bad. Anyone here wishing to speak for the road commission, for the county commission tonight on this rezoning, please step forward, state your name and address for the record. I'm already on Friday.
Good evening, Nathan Quinn, 2925 Berry Hill Drive, here for the McCreary East Ventures property. This was actually before this body a few months back, and it was deferred while we finished working on the road improvements and the flood improvements that we committed to as part of the McCreary Road widening and bridge replacement, and I'm happy to report we were able to solve that problem, and acquiring these properties went into our goal of realigning the intersection, raising it out of a dangerous flood situation, and finding an overland route all the way to Hurricane Creek. And what our goal is tonight is to just get this rezone locked in, which will memorialize our PUDE and that drainage way through this property and the adjacent properties. And I can answer any questions when it comes up before this body later. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak for the commission? Seeing none, we'll close public comment period. Take a motion to go back into session. There. Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Christopher? Do it like you just started off. Just like you went through it.
That was the resolution. I read that first. You want to push that to the end?
Please.
The first item that we're going to hear is the rezoning, which is McCreary East Ventures. That is 3266, 3290, and 3320 McCreary Road, and is further referenced as parcel 3609, 3610, and 3611 on Wilson County Tax Map 137. The land use plan amendment and rezoning of this property was presented to the Wilson County Planning Commission on Friday, June 20th, 2025, and is being forwarded to the Wilson County Commission with a positive recommendation. It came before the Wilson County Commission in August of 2025. You all deferred it to let them be back on the agenda. until they could accommodate some of the concerns. They've worked with them. The project for the infrastructure improvement, we had that pre-construction meeting today, and those construction documents were signed and stamped by the Road Commission, the Stormwater Department, and the Planning Office for the start of that infrastructure improvement. This property is looped into that. There is some developer commitments for this property. Even though this is a PUD overlay, the master plan, the site plan will not be stamped, or we will not allow it to go before planning until the infrastructure part of this is completed. You will see some disturbance on that property in the interim, as they are going to be using that property to add fill, but we will not allow them to get a site plan approved or pull a building permit for any sort of construction on that site until the infrastructure is completed. And then I believe that is all I have. If you all have other questions for me regarding that property, I would be here to answer them. The applicant is also here to answer any questions you may have on that.
Senate Commissioner Hobbs' district. I'll go to you, Commissioner.
Well, most of you know we've been working on this project for many months. The developer himself we have dumped a lot of the infrastructure in that area. We had one issue when we hit this evening. Me and Commissioner Evans worked out. We kind of been working on this project for a good while together. Site plans were not approved, as he just said. But before they're gonna let anything go further, that we'll make sure we have it stamped and signed, all to a T before we're gonna go ahead and approve it tonight to go on, me and him are. But other than any projects going any further, they're gonna submit new site plans, is that correct?
This is just going to, well, drainage was approved today, the realignment of the drainage ditches for the overall master plan that's working with their other projects on the south of McCreary. We won't let any site plans be stamped or approved or permits be pulled until the infrastructure, which is the realignment of McCreary, has been completed. They'll also have to submit a plat for that property memorializing the infrastructure once it's completed, because that part of the infrastructure improvements are going through these existing properties. This is just going to rezone the property. It's not going to permit development.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend approval tonight.
Got a motion, a second. Any other discussion? Any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Let the record reflect it was unanimous. Christopher?
Second rezoning was the application made by Jim Lukens, Ware Malcolm, representing property owners Penelope Nay and William Register. This is to rezone property from R1 rural residential to C4 planned commercial and land use amendments accordingly. The property contains approximately 17.97 acres located at 2356 and 2416 McCreary Road. Further reference is parcels 1501 and 1503 on Wilson County Tax Map 137. The rezoning request was presented to the Wilson County Planning Commission on Friday, October 17, 2025, and is being forwarded to the Wilson County Commission with a positive recommendation. Design stipulations on this particular project, as you all are familiar with McCreary Road, it's been getting a lot of attention. This property does not have a direct access to Logistics Drive, which is an approved industrial right-of-way that the county has, they own, operate, maintain it now, that has been built by developers. This property must access off of Logistics Drive. This property development will not be permitted to have any sort of access onto McCreary Road, this is going to be to the north of those infrastructure improvements. So they are in the process, and I believe they have settled an agreement with the property owner directly to the west of them for easement access onto this property, which gets them onto Logistics Drive. They will not be permitted development with any sort of access onto McCreary Road. I'm happy.
Commissioner Evans, is this in your district?
It's actually not, but I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is at the end of Logistics Drive, correct?
It is just,
It would be the last warehouses at the end of Logistics.
well,
Kind of beside the old Hello Fresh store, correct?
it would be, it's directly to the east on Logistics Drive. It's actually just north of the storage units that are there, which is a little bit south of the HelloFresh building. It's not directly across from the HelloFresh building. The HelloFresh building property has it's utilized for detention ponds. It has about a 30-foot strip of land between these properties and Logistics Drive.
What are the conditions of approval?
The conditions, right now, the conditions of approval for this development is that all access must be onto Logistics Drive. There will be no entrance, emergency services, employees. There's no access on the McCreary. There will be no emergency access, no employee access on the McCreary, with Logistics Drive being a developed 36-foot wide industrial road section.
How many warehouses would you say are currently using Logistics Drive?
Currently using, you have Napa, Rooms to Go, Nissan, the one south of that, and then the vacant building. So you have 5. This would put 2 more on that.
Is that counting the HelloFresh building that's not being used?
Yes, sir. It is.
And then we have how many directly across Logistics, across
We
Pike, that's Couchville Industrial, correct?
We have 3 existing on Couchville Industrial, 2 existing, 3 sites. One is unbuilt, and then there's a Big Rig Trucking, which is a tractor trailer overnight parking spot, and then Love's on Couchville Industrial. And then part of the 840 Logistics project where the infrastructure is done, that original proposal was for 5 buildings that could change once they get in front of site plan, but the original proposal was 5. So on that side, it'd be a possibility of 8.
So you've got potentially 8 on that side, trucks and workers, plus the Big Rig Truck parking.
Yes, sir.
Plus the traffic going to the Prairie Road development, plus local traffic going down Vesta Road, plus the traffic that's going down Logistics. At what point has the straw broken the camel's back? We need a light. Has the developer been asked for a light?
They were made aware in the pre-app that the commission was looking for a light at that intersection, but they've not
How willing would they be to
committed to that.
actually,
It's not in the original development commitments.
Mr. Chairman,
I
I
don't-
make a motion, we defer this for 30 days and give the developer time to work with the commissioner and see if we can come to a resolution on getting the traffic signal right there.
You got a right to do it, right, doesn't you, Mike? Yes. And you got a right to do that, that's what you want. Motion, do I hear a second? Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? It is deferred for 30 days.
This is a traffic signal that you want to be discussed at the intersection of Logistics and Couchville, directly across from Couchville Industrial, correct? All right, the last item that we have on the agenda for you all is
25-12-3.
25-12-3, which is the resolution amending the plan unit development overlay district within Wilson County. This was, see, I'll give you the timeline of this. It went to the Planning and Zoning Committee in July of 2025. It was then forwarded to Planning Commission in September. They deferred it to have an in-depth, because it is amending approximately 19 pages of the Wilson County zoning ordinance. They deferred it until the November agenda, and this currently comes to you from the November agenda with a recommendation of approval. I know there's a lot to host on that. There was a information session held from the Planning Commission wanted to request that so they could go through page by page so they understood, because there is a lot changing. And that was a joint work session with the Planning and Zoning Committee and the Planning Commission. And we went through page by page so they could be comfortable with what they were forwarding. I'm happy to answer any questions on it. I know there's a lot entailed in this. If you're wanting to know where I came from on rewriting some of this stuff.
Commissioner Breeze?
I just want to thank the planning commission, planning and zoning committee for all the work that has been done on this, and then point out one particular section that I found pretty exciting as a county commissioner, and I think that Superintendent Luttrell at Fort finds this exciting, as well as the sheriff, as well as Director Cooper. So if you go back and read section 5.5-301, number 8D, I'm only going to read 2 sentences to you. For every 300 dwelling units proposed, land dedication with suitable building sites for public facilities, such as a fire station, a sheriff's office, a school, a public parks facility, or some other comparable facility as approved by the Wilson County Commission shall be incorporated into the design of the development. So I just want to point that out to the public, to developers, as we're dealing with growth, that anybody who wants to come in and build a big neighborhood also needs to help us with infrastructure, including schools and fire stations. And while I was reading this, I went to go take a look at the city of Mount Juliet's planning and zoning code regulations, and surprisingly, I found this sentence. It says reservations for public uses, including schools, parks, and other open spaces. So I look forward to the city of Mount Juliet and the city of Mount Juliet Planning Commission to start taking that into account and actually reserving land for schools when they build large developments. So thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Commissioner Kurtz?
Probably on the commission, I've been the most outspoken about PUDs, but it's not because I don't like PUDs. It's following the rules inside the PUD. And this is where we find ourselves. And if we're gonna change it this drastically, because it is pretty drastic, I think we've gone from 100 acres now down to 30 acres.
30 acres.
That's pretty drastic. And then we've gone from 20,000 square foot lot size to 0, really, lot size.
Yeah, it's gonna be developer designated, yes.
Which is a pretty drastic change. I just hope when it comes to people coming in and asking for modifications of this, or us to waive certain things such as spaces for schools or green space, that we stick to the rules. Because that's the only way this is gonna work, is sticking to what exactly is in this resolution.
Commissioner Smith?
Hey, Mr. Chairman, just a question for Chris. I'm for the traffic light, just to educate us, if the developer decides to put in a traffic light, what is the cost that the county has to, I guess, take on to, I guess, maintenance that? Do you have that by any chance?
I do not know that number. I couldn't even ballpark that for you, sir. I'm not familiar with that particular.
Boy, just get us some numbers on that. I mean,
The county's cost of maintaining a traffic signal?
Yeah. But we're responsible if it's tore up, anything when it comes to the state and all that stuff as well.
Commissioner Marlowe?
Just curious, does this resolution affect what is going on right now currently with Ms. Bowman's committee?
No, that'd be the land use plan. It's not going to, zoning is not going to dictate the land use plan. The land use plan could dictate future zoning, but it's rewritten as more of a freestanding overlay district that allows a specified amount of density regardless of what the parent district's zoning density was. So right now, if you requested an R1 PUD, which if we change all of our zone districts, you could still request this R1 PUD and you'd be locked into the 1.75 units per acre if you're willing to meet the requirements of this. But yes, no, it will not influence the land use plan directly, or it shouldn't. I don't want to say it doesn't.
Will the land use plan influence this?
It'll influence where recommendations for PUDs could go, yes.
Commissioner McFarland?
There's no perfect document. The document that's been put together has a lot of scrutiny, thought, process put to it. And in future, there'll probably have to be some amendments and changes to it That is the best we have on the table at the present time. We'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Seeing nobody else in the hopper, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Got one no. Let it record reflect it had one no. Is that all, Mr.?
Yes, sir, that is all. You all have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir. Report from Minutes Committee, Commissioner Fields.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Minutes Committee of the County Commission had a regular session on Thursday, December the 4th, 2025, in the first conference room. A copy of those minutes are in the background with it have been received and filed.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Reading of the minutes.
Motion to dispense with reading of it.
All in favor say aye. Commissioner Jerry McFarland, you had something to talk to us about Pick, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. No, the microphone's not working.
If you push request.
Your desk, I was asked by Mr. Zach Oxford, who is the director of Pick, Tennessee. Pick, Tennessee is about agricultural project, how no farmer can grow something on land and so market it. This conference has been, it's a learning conference, if you will, has been in Williamson County many years. It's going to be in Wilson County this year from now on. There's 120 breakout sessions. He wanted me to let everybody know that he will be here in January, and anybody that wants to sign a press report, please do so. It'll cover everything from cake-free beehives to cut flowers to corn crops. So that's it. Everybody's invited. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are trying something new tonight, so if you push request to speak, then I can control your mic from my computer here, so I'm trying to do my best at doing that. That's something new that I didn't know existed, but we're here. I do have a good partnership to talk to you about tonight. You have spent a lot of time over the past several years trying to take care of our employees. You've done that through the pay plan. You've done that through raises. And I still have people that come to me in certain offices and say, well, Mayor, I wish we could get more money in my office. And we looked at this about 3 years ago, and we said, the best hamburger flipper at McDonald's is going to make, $30,000, $40,000, whatever. That's the best. If they want to make more, they got to go somewhere different. And that was what we talked to in some of the departments we had here. So at that time, we talked to, we put some people together and said, okay, maybe we could help them advance their career. For example, if they're in the trustee's office, maybe get an accounting degree. So we worked with Cumberland University and come up with some classes where they could go maybe at night, during lunch, on the weekends, or online, whenever they had an opportunity. We had a few takers on that, and pretty much that was probably it. Dr. Stum has come to us with that same thought in mind and really wanted to make a good partnership for Wilson County employees. And I'm very thankful and happy to announce the girls in the office kind of worked on this with Dr. Stum. We're going to call it Wilson Learn and Lead Higher Education Initiative for our employees, describing the same thing that we just talked to you about, but he's going to give our employees a 50% discount on their tuition. And this is for their associate's degree, their bachelor's degree, and it is indefinite at this time. We don't know of any other caps on this right now. Dr. Stum, I know you have with you board member Mr. Hatcher, Sam Hatcher, and Mr. Reggie Blair. If you would like to step to the back and maybe address, or any of you address this program that you're offering for our county employees, we would appreciate that.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a privilege to be here with you all today, and thank you for letting us have a little bit of time on the agenda. I'm going to introduce Reggie Blair in a minute to talk about the specifics of the program that Mayor Hutto just mentioned, but I want to just make a couple of brief remarks before I turn it over to Mr. Blair. I want to ask by show of hands, how many of you know, Brother Glenn talked about a Vanderbilt fan earlier tonight. We have another Vanderbilt fan in our community who is oftentimes, we listen to him in the mornings. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Coleman Walker, right? I bet every one of you at some point has been on the Coleman Walker show, and he talks about Vanderbilt a lot. And this morning on the Coleman Walker show, we heard whom? Our mayor, Randall Hutto. Randall Hutto was on the Coleman Walker show. Did you all not listen to him? You get enough listening to him tonight, right? Okay, I kind of, yeah. Well, I listened to him. I listened to him this morning, and he did a great job, as he always does, representing our county. And right after he finished his talk this morning, I heard a commercial on the radio that we've all heard too. A local guy in our community, a friend of ours, John Bryan, says, you've heard him do this commercial, right? He said, when I'm driving my car, I think about my kids and my grandkids and my insurance business. You remember that? This is not a commercial for John Bryan, by the way, but I got to thinking about that. I like that commercial. And I want you all to know I, too, spend a lot of time thinking about my kids, my grandkids, and not my insurance company, but Cumberland University. And I spend a lot of time thinking about Cumberland University. And I want you all to know that I am grateful for the support that Cumberland University gets from this wonderful community in which we live. And I'm grateful really to each one of you all. And I want you to know I'm proud of Cumberland University, and I want you all to be proud of your university. I want you to be proud of Cumberland. I want to share just a couple of brief facts with you because I want you to be armed with information about your university when you go into this community. And one fact is that the Nashville Business Journal identified us just a few weeks ago as the fastest growing institution, the fastest growing university in the state of Tennessee over the past 10 years. We're proud of that. I want you to know that, and I want you to be proud of that. I want you to know that our enrollment is as large as it's ever been in our 183-year history. And just last year, just earlier this year, actually earlier this calendar year in May, we graduated our largest ever graduating class. Does anybody know how many we graduated last May? Sam Hatcher knows, our chairman. He's the chairman of our board. Reggie Blair knows. We graduated just over 1,000 students last year. That's the first time we've ever had over 1,000 students. We graduated 1,006 students. It wasn't too many years ago that we had fewer than 1,000 students enrolled at your university. I want you to be proud of our institution. I want you to know about us. I want you to be proud as you talk to your neighbors and your friends. And I want, and working with the mayor, to offer this opportunity for our county employees who serve this county every day, tirelessly and with distinction, to do something, to have an opportunity that maybe they otherwise couldn't afford. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Reggie Blair just to give you a few details quickly about this new offering. And I want to thank Mayor Hutto for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Stum, and thank you, Mayor Hutto, and all of you for the support that you have given us, Cumberland University, over the years. And I'm particularly thankful to be able to introduce this partnership because I know the value personally of higher education. I'm the first generation in my family to go to college. My mom was military. If it had not been for higher education, I would not be in the position I am today. So anytime I get excited to talk to students about education, anybody who's particularly interested in going on and pursuing their careers and advancing it with higher education. With this discount that we're offering, Mayor Hutto already mentioned, is for the associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree levels. So if you have not finished an associate's degree, or your employee has not finished an associate's degree and they want to do that, they can, 50% off. Bachelor's, 50% off, meaning they can do it again, right? They can also do it again if they want to continue on for a master's degree. And we think that's absolutely phenomenal. I'll tell you a quick story and then I'll take my seat. So I love being on Facebook, scrolling around, getting a chance to see my friends and people that I've known over the years. And one of my favorite students graduated from veterinary school at Auburn, where Dr. Stum went. And, her father served in the Germantown police force for over 33 years, went to University of Memphis back in 1987, wanted to stay, but just from financial reasons couldn't stay in. Ended up joining the police force in 92, and he watched his daughter and his son go on to really do well. One went to be a veterinarian, the other one to be a prominent businessman, but he always wanted to go back to school, and he served Germantown very, very well for a long time, still does. And I got a chance to see him on Facebook literally the other day, walk across the stage and get a bachelor's degree. 33 years he served in the police force and was able to go back to school and get a degree. And I'm sure there's several Wilson County employees that would love to have that opportunity, but we know everything's expensive, right? Groceries are expensive. Anytime you go to the store, it seems like everything's more expensive. We are committed to higher education, but also making sure that higher education is affordable. And so we want to thank you again for the opportunity to present this partnership. If anybody has any questions, we've got a really simple one-pager front and back that has information as a QR QR code that will take you to the page to learn more about it. You can apply to Cumberland University for free. And my staff, my entire enrollment staff, anybody is very well versed in what this is all about, and they can help walk the students along and understand what it is to be able to go into this program and figure everything out. And I'm also here. Again, I'm Reggie Blair. I'm the Vice President of Enrollment Services. If any Wilson County employees have a question about this opportunity, I'm more than happy to speak with them personally. So with that, I'll yield the balance of the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reggie. And we have, yeah. We have a kind of a timeline and an educational piece that will get out to you guys. This program won't start until January 1 of 2026. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll educate all of you so you will know, as well as all of our employees will be known. And then, of course, most of you think that the highest official here for Cumberland University is Sam Hatcher, but that is not the truth tonight. Joy Clark in the very back corner. Joy, raise your hand, is really the best asset Cumberland has to offer there as well. Commissioner Glover?
Just a quick question, is this going to apply for your PhD program when you get started?
As soon as we get it started, Commissioner Glover, yes.
But thank you again, Mr. Hatcher.
Mayor, I have a comment. In 1903, Cumberland beat Vanderbilt.
Enough Vanderbilt talk tonight.
Also beat LSU and Alabama that year, too.
Again, thanks for the partnership. We do appreciate that. And we know that as we advance our employees, that they may go somewhere else, and that's okay. If it makes a better life for them and more income for them, we're happy, and that's why we're kind of behind that, because we love our employees. They are the backbone, as you've always heard, of our government. They provide the customer service and the service to our citizens. So thank you for this partnership. We appreciate that. Thanks again. We have a notary list in front of you. Any to be added?
No, sir.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Second? Do I hear a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Ag Extension, you have 4 members in front of you to be elected to serve a 2-year term on the Ag Extension Committee. Mr. Lucas Holman recommended the following people for your consideration: Commissioners Tommy Jones, Commissioner Haskell Evans, Ms. Christina Key, and Mr. Jeffrey Turner. Do I hear your consider motion?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Planning Commission, you're to confirm my appointment of 2 members to serve a 4-year term on the Wilson County Planning Commission. Upon your confirmation, I would like to appoint Mr. Terry Ash, Mr. Jeffrey Turner, Mr. John Jewell, and Mr. Houston Neal. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Medical Examiner, if you remember the death of our medical examiner, Dr. Scott Giles, left a vacancy there, and in the meantime, we had Dr. Scott Frankenfield that served in his interim. He was also the assistant to Dr. Giles at that time. We go to the Medical Society to ask them to meet as a group, and they give us a name. They did that. I put that out in your packet, which happened to be Dr. Scott Giles, and then his assistant would be Dr. Lett in case there's a need for someone else to fill in. So Dr. Scott Giles is Dr. Scott Frankenfield is who I'm suggesting tonight for you as our medical examiner. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. JECD position number 3, one member here. You're to elect 1 county commissioner to serve a 4-year term in the position 3 on the JECDB board. I'd like to recommend for your consideration Commissioner Glenn Denton, who has served in the past this position. What's your pleasure? Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. JED position number 19, 1 member. I see Mr. Caleb Thorne is in our audience tonight. You're to confirm my appointment if you would like. 1 member to serve a 1-year term on the JCDB in position 19. I'd like to recommend to you Mr. Caleb Thorne. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Report from the Management Committee, Commissioner Bernard, Commissioner Smith. I'm going to go to you.
Yes, sir. Committee met on December the 2nd, 2025, at 5:30 p.m. in the upstairs conference room. Your minutes are in your packet. We move that to be approved and filed.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Emergency Management Director's Report. Chief Brian Newberry.
I just want you to say that 3 times.
I can't say anything really.
Good evening. You have the packet there with everything. The only addition to that under the agency report is we've been doing the cold weather shelter, and that's been going pretty good. I think tonight's the last night of that. It's warming back up, you know, the weather, cold, warm. et cetera, repeat, that kind of thing. So with that, that concludes the report unless you have any questions.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, Chief Newberry. Report from the Law Enforcement Committee, Commissioner Kurtz.
No report.
And Sheriff's report, Mr. BJ.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Reports in your packet should reflect the numbers. Call volume is on par for this time of year. As we approach December and the holidays, our calls start to uptick a little bit. I think you're going to see that next month, or this month rather. Thefts and domestics are up this holiday season. Jail numbers average in the low 500s. And we thank you for your continued support and hope you have a great Christmas.
Mr. President, thank you.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Report from Education Committee, Commissioner Marlowe.
Education Committee met December the 4th. Minutes are in your packet. I move they be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Directors of School Report, Mr. Jeff Luttrell.
Good evening. You do have my report there in front of you. As has already been announced, we want to reemphasize and bring some more information. Recently, we have had 15 of our 22 schools that were eligible receive their school status for the year, and they have been named reward schools, the highest honor you can have. Again, that's 15 of 22 schools, almost 68%. Along with that, we will be receiving information just here this week on our report card, our grades for our schools. So in anticipation of that, on January the 5th, you can see on the second page of my report, you have an invitation flyer. We're going to have a celebration of excellence, January the 5th, 4:30. Be prior to our board meeting. We'll be at the ATC. I encourage you to attend, invite you to attend. We're going to bring our schools in that have received this status, our administrators, and we're going to honor them. And I would think it'd be a good thing for you to be at. There'll be some more information. It gives you the information of how our schools are performing on a state and national level. So I encourage you to attend if at all possible. Last board meeting was first week in December. We'll have another one this week. Do want you to know that the board did pass the employee early retirement incentive package that was approved December 1, and will be February deadline for employees that qualify for that could retire. And so that's always annually something we look at. It's a good benefit package we give, but it always hurts us too when you lose those experienced employees, but we'll be looking at that in February. One personnel update, Dr. Jennifer Sharp has been named principal at Springdale Elementary. She is replacing Ms. Yoakum Brown, who has taken a position in our attendance department at ATC. Dr. Sharp has served as the assistant principal. She will begin her duties January the 5th, January the 2nd, when they report back. Open enrollment numbers have concluded. We have those numbers. I can tell you that we will be getting our parents and schools that information just as quickly as possible so they can begin planning for next year. I mentioned that in this report, that open zoning that we do is where our students can attend schools that are open, that have room anywhere within the county, not outside the county. And it has been a tremendous success. They have to provide the transportation, but helping level and handle some of this growth, believe it or not. So we'll be looking at some of those numbers again here just in a few days and getting that information out. Once I have that, I will put that in report of how that open zoning is impacting. That must continue because it is a way of leveling some of this growth where students want to go to another school that's not in their zone school. We will be closed after Friday afternoon, about 5:30, we get them all home. We're going to take a little break, and a well-deserved break. We've had a great semester. I want to thank our teachers again, our administrators. I want to thank you for your continued support. We will be back in business January the 5th with students, January 2nd, our teachers report. And thank you for your support of our school system. Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Commissioner Dow?
Second. Well, I just had one question. How many schools do you have running there?
Well, we provided that, I think it was in last report or maybe the month before, where we gave you all of our schools. And what we do, we consider them open zone if we have a 10% room, open enrollment. And we're in pretty good shape. There's a couple of schools that are closed. Lebanon is a closed school zone. But there are some situations, case by case, on a best interest, if it comes to me, where we do that for some various reasons. But everybody, that's the only one I can think off the top of my head. Well, I can tell you West Wilson Middle is two. And Stoner Creek, I think, is on that list to be closed, just because they're over that 90% mark.
I got a motion and a second. Any other questions? Pump and Hall, Director, you're off of that now, right?
We are not completely off of it. We're waiting for TDEC to go ahead and post, but everything that we're in the inner working says that will be any day.
Yes, sir. Any other questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Thank you, Director. Report from Public Buildings Committee, Commissioner Weathers.
Mr. Chairman, the Public Buildings Committee met Thursday, December 4th at 5 o'clock in the upstairs conference room. These minutes are in the packet, they're to be received.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Ag Center Management, Commissioner Scruggs.
No report.
Animal Control, Commissioner Breeze.
No report.
Audit, Commissioner Glovner.
No report.
Broadband, Commissioner Franklin.
No.
Development Tourism, Commissioner Brown.
No report.
Ethics, Commissioner Dow.
No report.
Finance, Commissioner Costley.
No report.
Health and Recreation, Commissioner Smith.
No report.
Insurance, Commissioner McFarland.
No report.
Judicial, Commissioner Gentry.
Judicial Committee met the 2nd of December at 5 o'clock. The minutes are in the package. I make a motion to receive.
So
Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Legislative Ad Hoc, Commissioner Costley. Planning and Zoning, Commissioner McFarland.
Plans on November 13th, 5:30 p.m. Minutes in your packet. Move to be approved.
All in favor, say aye. Rules, Commissioner Keith.
No report.
Urban Type Facility Board, Commissioner Scruggs. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Finance Director's Report, Mr. Aaron Maynard, the #1 Vanderbilt fan.
We're starting to get to that point in the year where the picture starts to become a little clearer, really clears up in December, and then gets really, really clear in February as to where we are for the year. But I can report just looking, adequate facilities tax down just a little bit from what it was last year. Last year was 3.7 in the general debt service fund. This year's 3.3. But your interest income is still up 300,000 over it was the year before. So things still across the board trending in a good direction. Sales tax is up over last year. I'm really happy with how everything looks. So just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I will entertain any questions that you have for me.
Motion approved.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Thank you, Mr. Maynard. Report from the Budget Committee, Commissioner Marlowe.
Budget Committee met December the 4th. Minutes in your packet. Move they be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Commissioner Marlowe.
Resolution 25-12-4 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution approving education budget amendment 2606.
Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Mr. Scruggs? Corey, can you help me? Please? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
That's exciting.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Got you. All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 22 and 3, resolution passes.
Resolution 25-12-5, directing the county attorney to dismiss the appeal in the case of White versus Wilson County.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Commissioner?
Resolution 25-12-6, to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an appropriation from general fund for opioid settlement to various organizations.
Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
21 yes, 1 abstaining, 3 absent.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 25-12-7, to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an appropriation from capital budgets, capital projects to county buildings.
Any discussion? Are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Commissioner Keith? All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
22.
22-0, resolution passes.
Resolution 25-12-8, approving a lease purchase agreement for equipment for WEMA.
Any discussion? Are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Commissioner Glover? Commissioner McFarland? All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 22-0. Any old business to come before the body? New business, I will tell you that Friday at 10 o'clock, Santa Claus will be here in our office, courtesy of Sarah and Brooke. So if y'all need to see Santa, come see him. It's free. And then also, the post office that we have here, courtesy of Jason Johnson, Tourism Director, he has turned it into Santa's post office. Just for a little history, October the 30th, 1913, that building was bought for $50,000 by Cordell Hall when Lebanon had enough mail for a postal delivery, but it is going to be Santa's post office on December 22nd. So if you hadn't got your letter in, get it to him by then. Thanks, Jason Johnson, for that. Any other new business? Commissioner Kurtz.
Assuming I did not win your country hand.
Miss Turnipseed in the finance office won that, so we're thankful for that. She did good. Yeah. Anything else, anybody? Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year, and call me if you need me. We are adjourned.